Guys, figured I'd make a quick video. I had to realign my tool setter stylus to get it true to my X and Y directions of travel. This is something important to check because you won't get accurate tool length offsets in the control unless this is dialed in pretty close. I was chasing on the finishing operations of a part. It was cutting 5 thousandths more off than I was expecting with my face mill. So this led me to kind of track this down and see what was going on. Initially, I was out a half a tenth or more in either direction, so across X and across Y. On this TTC 200 from Pioneer that the machine ships with, so you have a cross screw here. It's a set screw that locks it in place. There's another one on the other side, and then there's two dog point set screws in the X direction, here and here, and all that does is just lock the tool setter body down to the base. So the base, how it's set up, is there's a pair of ball bearings on this front side in the X plus direction, I guess, within the machine, sandwiched in there by two socket head screws that aren't accessible. They're in the bottom. So this side is kind of fixed. This is your pivot. So this whole base is going to pivot around those two ball bearings. And then on the back side you have a pair of set screws, and then you lock it down with this socket head cap screw. The set screws act as like a jack point to raise and lower this back side, and that gives you your stylus alignment in X. So you play around with that until you're satisfied. It's a little touchy, so you got to go back and forth and be really, like, when you get close, be really slow and methodical about how you tighten everything back down. For the Y direction, there's a pair of set screws on top of the body here that you crack them loose, and that gives you your alignment of the stylus relative to the Y. So after you do all that, you should wind up with something like this. So I got everything within a tenth or so. So there's my X direction. And then if I change my MPG to Y, here's my Y. Okay, maybe I could probably play with that a little more, but I'm not going to worry about a tenth. That's good enough for what I'm doing. Yeah, kind of a pain in the ass. If you were to think of like a kinematic mount, it would have been a lot nicer if they had 3-point adjustments, so you can do X and Y within one mechanism, I guess. But I guess I kind of understand why they broke it up this way, because dialing in both at once would be a lot more difficult. So yeah, something worth checking. Like I said, my machine, like just the factory installation, I was half a tenth or more out in each direction, and that was producing some inaccurate tool length measurements. So yeah, it's worth checking out, and that's how you do it.